Unsuccessful efforts to tow this dead whale to shore. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our news at 6. We begin tonight focused on the Indian River Bay, where there's still no solution.
People gathered along the bay to try and spot that second dead whale found on the coast in just weeks. And due to Mother Nature, it's not clear when this whale will get to shore, if at all. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is live near the Indian River Bay. And Emma, unexpected obstacles prevented crews from being able to tow the giant creature.
Maddie, just behind me, far out in the bay, if you can see this black blob, crews were working for several hours this morning trying to tow this whale to shore so they can perform a necropsy and begin getting answers. But Mayor says this roughly 14-ton mammal, it's stuck on a sandbar out there, not budging, making that impossible for today.
Kelly Stark visited the Indian River Inlet after learning about this dead humpback whale.
I had some mixed feelings on whether I wanted to see it dead. And I thought, well, it'll be an experience just to see something so as big, 35 foot. I've never seen anything like that.
Even when zoomed in, Stark couldn't get a good look at the mammal. That's because Mayor says the whale is more than a mile off the shore. Crews worked for hours to try and tow the animal to shore, but had no luck, presuming the roughly 14-ton whale stuck on a sandbar. And Mayor's Suzanne Thurman says getting it to shore is really important to perform a necropsy, which is an autopsy for animals, and try to get answers.
We can't do anything to save this animal, obviously, at this point. So what we can do for it is at least try to find out what happened to it, maybe what the cause of death was. Was there illness that had taken place or human impacts that occurred? And this all goes into a larger body of knowledge about the individual animal, but also the species.
And collecting those tissue samples led Mayor to discover the cause of death for the juvenile humpback that washed ashore just 3 weeks ago. Thurman says it was a blunt force trauma caused by a large ship. For this whale still stranded, Mayor stays working against the tide and towards answers.
Mayor says they're still currently assessing next options here, but if they can't tow this whale off the sandbar, they say it may be a situation where they just have to wait for Mother Nature, like the next big storm, to help move this massive animal. Live near the Indian River Bay, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
And like Emma said, this is the second whale found dead. The first was on March 12th. A 30-foot, 14-ton humpback whale was found at Conquest Road at Delaware Seashore State Park. They say the whale was a female younger than 1 year old.
And with all this being said, there's a voluntary speed restriction zone established off Ocean City after endangered right whales were found on March 30th, just east of Ocean City. Mariners are urged to slow down to 10 knots or less until April 14th to avoid ship strikes.